Tonight's update is about a high-profile courtroom mess that set social media on fire. The headline says Lil Durk's trial was derailed after a leaked photo of his codefendants inside the courtroom started circulating online. Let's slow this down, keep it precise, and walk through what that actually means, why a single image can cause real legal damage, and what could happen next. First, the baseline. Courts have strict rules about photography. In many jurisdictions, taking pictures inside the courtroom, especially of jurors, witnesses, and defendants, is either tightly controlled or outright banned. Judges do that to protect due process and keep the jury from being influenced by outside pressure. So when an image appears online that looks like it was captured during live proceedings, every red flag goes up at once. Contempt of court, juror exposure to outside information, and a potential violation of standing court orders. Now, what does derailed look like in real life? It usually means the judge has to stop what's happening and deal with the leak before anything else continues. That can include grilling the courtroom staff, questioning attorneys, questioning spectators, and, if necessary, questioning the jurors one by one to see if anyone saw the image or read commentary about it. If a juror did see it, the judge has to decide whether that juror can stay impartial. If multiple jurors saw it, we're now in mistrial territory. Even if no jurors saw it, the court might pause proceedings to tighten restrictions, issue a stronger protective order, or even limit who can be in the gallery. From the defense perspective, a leaked photo of codefendants can be toxic. An image stripped of context can be read 100 different ways online. Were they in shackles? Were they sitting together? Was there a caption that implied guilt? Did the photo frame them in a way that looks incriminating to the casual viewer? Defense attorneys are going to argue that the leak invites prejudice, fuels viral narratives, and makes it harder to select or keep an unbiased jury. Their likely moves include a motion for mistrial, a motion to sequester the jury, a motion for a change of venue if the local chatter is too loud, and a motion for a gag order to shut down extrajudicial commentary. From the prosecution side, the argument is usually that the court can cure the problem with instructions. They'll say the judge can question the jurors, remove anyone who's compromised, and keep going. They'll push back on a mistrial because starting over wastes time, risks witness fatigue, and can make a complex case even harder to try. Prosecutors will also want to know who took the photo. If it came from someone connected to a party, defense, prosecution, or a spectator tied to either, there could be sanctions or even contempt proceedings. For the judge, the priority is the integrity of the trial. Expect immediate steps, locking down devices in the gallery, restricting media access if necessary, reaffirming rules about live posting, and reminding everyone that violating court orders can carry real penalties. The judge may also instruct the jury again not to look up anything about the case, not to discuss it, and to report any outside contact immediately. If any sitting juror admits they saw the image or read commentary about it, the court will dig into whether that exposure created bias. One juror compromised might be fixable. Several jurors compromised can end a trial day on the spot. Let's also talk about social media's role. Once a courtroom photo hits the timeline, it multiplies. Memes, captions, hot takes, and fake accounts remix the image within minutes. That velocity is exactly why courts are so strict. You cannot unring that bell. And even if jurors are following instructions, friends and family might send them something by accident, or they might glance at a trending page without realizing what they're seeing until it's too late. That's why you'll hear defense lawyers use phrases like irreparable prejudice and tainted jury pool. They're not being dramatic. They're pointing at a real risk that the verdict is no longer about evidence, but about a viral narrative. What happens next depends on facts only the court can establish. Did a juror see the photo? Who took it? Was there already a standing order banning photography? Were media outlets credentialed, or was this a spectator with a phone? The answers drive the remedies. If no jurors were exposed, expect tighter protocols and a stern warning. If one juror saw it and admits it changed their view, that juror will likely be excused and replaced with an alternate. If multiple jurors were exposed, or if the leak looks coordinated, the defense has a stronger argument for a mistrial, or at least for pausing the case until the dust settles. There's a bigger lesson here about modern trials. Courtrooms are still physical spaces, but trials now live online in real time. When an image leaks, it doesn't just travel, it transforms. The comment section writes a story the jury was never meant to hear. And once that story is out, the court has to spend its energy undoing something that never should have happened in the first place. For folks following along, here's the smart way to track a situation like this. Watch for the judge's next orders. If you hear curative instruction, voir dire of jurors, sequestration, or mistrial motion, you'll know exactly how seriously the court is taking the leak. Watch for filings from the defense asking for relief, change of venue, more alternates, or a delay to let the publicity cool off. And watch for whether the court opens an inquiry to identify who took the photo. If the source is found and tied to a party or a team, sanctions are very much on the table. Bottom line, a leaked courtroom photo is not just messy PR. It's a threat to due process. If you care about the outcome, whichever side you're on, you should want the verdict decided by evidence under the rules, not by a snapshot on your phone. The court will either contain the damage and keep moving, or it will hit pause, swap jurors, or reset the whole thing. Either way, this leak just made a complicated case more complicated. Thank you for watching. For clear breakdowns without the noise, tap like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the Short Clips Podcast on YouTube. We'll keep you posted on every major turn, from courtroom orders to motions that could change the game.